So once again, Meghan Markle continues to lose her marbles when it comes down to the Netflix drama situation going on right now for the new series With Love Meghan that is still set for a release of early March. We already know that there's a lot of things going on right now between Greg Peters, the CEO there, the many executives, those running the show, like the editing team and the marketing team as well, that are really trying to desperately salvage the show at all costs. We know that the board of directors are going through a lot of blame gaming right now toward each other. It's a division, to say the least. And also, looking at Meghan Markle, she's in pure panic mode for multiple reasons. Let's jump into this, shall we? This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Meghan Markle is that one thing that is for certain right now is that she is beginning to realize that this show is nothing more than a downward spiral. It is going down in a financial disaster, and we already know that they cut back on various funds for this series. There's a lot of things going on with the marketing campaign that's really just going down the drain. But this is where it really hits rock bottom. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that she's a very demanding individual, very self-absorbed. I think that we all know this. That's not news. But one thing is for sure, is that we know that Greg Peters, the Netflix CEO over there, is really in fear that this could very well damage his reputation or his image running the show over at Netflix, not just for this show, but for everything over at Netflix, right? So let's move on here. One interesting aspect about all of this has a lot to do with new Bombshell news surrounding Meghan Markle and what's been going on both behind the scenes and in the public eye. So, with Netflix and its many executives, including CEO Greg Peters, now in panic over the series With Love Meghan, and how it's leading to many unsubscribers, along with how the rate increase is not helping that either. Yes, I don't know if you guys knew this, the price did go up. One monumental development going on now involves more to do with the production disaster known as With Love Meghan. It turns out that Meghan Markle recently created chaos behind the scenes with the entire editing team and those running the show, like the executives and the board, where it turns out now that Meghan Markle is demanding to use existing footage of her time visiting the LA fires to be used for the introduction of With Love Meghan. This was a recent demand that was made by Meghan Markle to both the board and the creative team behind the scenes, as she is now officially attempting to use her photo op and the footage that was gathered to kickstart the show before the main series begins. Now, this proposal was shockingly shot down by the Netflix CEO Greg Peters first, as he made it clear out to Meghan that he believed that this would be disingenuous behavior to those that went through the fires. To make matters worse for Meghan Markle, even though the board of directors agreed that this would most likely be a bad move to pursue, since Meghan got extensive backlash for only visiting the devastating aftermath for roughly a matter of 18 minutes or so. And this was widely known to the public, not just in the US but also in the UK. Meghan reportedly got so offended by this response from both the CEO and the board that she, her agent and manager are actually engaged in a very long argument with the executives, and this is ongoing. The reason Meghan Markle brought up this proposal to implement the fires into her series is that re-edits of the show are indeed in the process right now, and some footage is getting cancelled out. This comes after many failed test screenings. Meghan reportedly got offended by the lost footage of some scenes where she was supposed to swim off the beach with Mindy Kaling, and many other activities that she was engaging in that were edited out of the show, that she now wants to use the LA situation as a form of compensating for the lost and deleted footage from other previously shot material a couple of months ago. So guys, let me just say one thing about that. The fact that she's using the LA fires, alright, as a way to compensate for lost footage that she thought was her best work in the show. The test screeners said otherwise. They thought it was very abysmal. It had lackluster acting, subpar, line delivery, and let's not just forget about this. We already know that Meghan Markle is doing everything in her power, doing everything in her might to save her image of the show. And it's not going to do anything. You can reframe the marketing campaign of the show all you want. It's not going to convince critics out there that are not fans of Meghan Markle to go ahead and watch her show. It's just not going to happen, right? That's just the case right now. So there's a lot of things going on here. I think that this is the epitome of somebody that is so narcissistic that she just can't take no for an answer, or she just can't take criticism into the equation. She just can't quite deal with that. And that's typical Meghan Markle. It's very much Rachel Zegler-esque. She's right up to that level, if not worse. But let's jump into this further. In addition to the refusal from the Netflix studio executives to implement the fires, not so shocking, other board members are now trying to convince other board members to respect Meghan's requests to throw in that footage. So there's a division there within the board still. These are the same board members that were always on Meghan's side that have recently been at a tipping point on whether or not they want to renew her contract beyond 2025. So again, you still have some board of directors that are on Meghan's side that are really trying to make this work, that are really trying to implement the LA fire footage. Again, she barely spent any time there. It's not like she was there for like 8-10 hours. It was a mere, reportedly 18 to 26 minutes, give or take. Really nothing all that substantial, and very much a photo op, nothing more than that. Now, to make matters worse for her sake, is that a third test screening, get this, alright, is set to take place this week, and if this one fails, as well for other episodes, more scenes will be scrubbed from the show. So, we already talked about how there were 2 test screenings so far. They both failed miserably, and it all led to a total of a loss of 1 hour of footage. So think about that. 1 hour of footage axed, all because of 2 test screenings that failed at an abysmal level. And now you're going to have a third one some point this week. Most likely you're going to have this happen at the later portion of this week. We'll tune you guys in on that. But Meghan is aware of all of this development and is trying to now make a legal warning to the Netflix executives that in her contract, she had a specific designed amount of screen time for the show that is now reportedly changing. The board, however, denied those claims, that no such thing is in the contract. So that's another thing to really realize here, is that Meghan Markle is claiming that there are things built into her contract, when in reality, nothing like that exists, according to the board. So she's basically lying to the board, she's lying to the executives, to CEO Greg Peters, and that really is just like shooting yourself in the foot. You don't lie to the people that are actually running the show, that are people actually running the show and making it work and marketing this thing and putting it out there, right? So again, I mean, like I've said before in the past, this is an ongoing issue that they really are trying to really put together as fast as possible. They only have until like the first couple of days of March, once this thing does debut on Netflix. And again, I mean, there's a lot of problems going on with the show. This has a lot of marketing, cost cutting, going on right now. There's a lot of individuals attached to the project that is, abandoning ship. We know that the marketing team previously was fired because of Meghan Markle, because she thought that they weren't diverse enough. Now you have a brand new marketing team that was all handpicked by Meghan Markle, and even that's beginning to fall apart. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about this ongoing drama over at Netflix below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.